there's a number in your head right now. The most you'd let yourself spend on lunch without flinching. You didn't choose that number, someone chose it for you. 30 years ago, here's what almost everyone gets wrong. You think your money habits, the way you spend, save, panic, or hide a purchase, are choices you made over a lifetime. They're not. You inherited them, and the moment your entire relationship with money was decided, it happened years before you earned a single cent, before you could even do the math. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll know exactly whose hands are still resting on your wallet. Think back to the first time you understood that money was heavy. Not the amount, the weight of it in the room, the way the air changed when someone said the words, "We can't afford that." Someone exactly like you learned it the same way. Let's call him Sam. He was maybe 5. Nobody sat him down. He was just there, eating cereal while his mother sorted the mail into 2 piles. The bills she would pay, and the ones she would quietly slide under a magazine. Sam doesn't remember the bills. He remembers her shoulders, the way they dropped. And without a single word being spoken, he learned something that would run his life for the next 30 years. Money is danger. Money is something you survive, not something you use. Psychologist Bandura proved how this works back in the 1960s. We don't learn behavior from instruction, we learn it from observation, especially from the people we depend on to stay safe. He called it social learning. The child copies the emotional state of the adult, not the lesson the adult thinks they're teaching. Sam was never told to fear money. He caught it, like a cold. And here's the part that should unsettle you a little. You caught something too. You just haven't named it yet. But here's where it gets darker. Because what you absorbed wasn't just a feeling, it was a script. You have a moment everyone does where money makes you act in a way you can't quite explain. Maybe you feel guilty buying something you can easily afford. Maybe you hide small purchases from people who love you. Maybe enough is never ever enough. For Sam, it was restaurants. He earned good money, but he'd sit down with friends, see a menu, and feel his chest tighten. He always ordered the second cheapest thing. Never the cheapest that felt like poverty. Never what he actually wanted that felt reckless. He thought this was just his personality. It wasn't. Financial psychologist Dr. Klontz spent years mapping this and found that we each carry what he calls money scripts, unconscious beliefs about money formed in childhood. He identified 4. Money avoidance, money is bad. Wanting it is greedy. Money worship, more money will fix everything. Money status, what you own is who you are. And money vigilance, money is to be guarded, watched, and never discussed. Sam was running avoidance and vigilance at the same time. The exact blend his mother ran at that kitchen table. He didn't choose the second cheapest meal. The script chose it for him long before he ever sat down. And if a script written in childhood is still choosing your dinner, the real question is when it was written. The answer is earlier than you'd ever guess. And this is the part no one talks about. Remember Sam on the stairs watching his mother's shoulders drop? That wasn't a memory forming. That was a decision being made by a brain too young to know it was deciding. Your money personality. The one you think you built through hard experience, through your 20s, through your own mistakes. Most of it was already in place before you lost your first baby tooth. In 2013, researchers at the University of Cambridge, led by Dr. David Whitebread, studied how financial habits actually form in children. Their finding was stark enough to change how schools think about money. The core patterns that shape how you handle money for the rest of your life largely begin to set by around age 7. Before fractions, before you understood what a bank even was, the framework was already being poured and setting like concrete, and it runs deeper than you. The script your mother carried to that table. She caught it from her parents. Who caught it from theirs? You're not looking at your habits. You're looking at the youngest copy of a document that's been handed down unread for generations. You've spent years blaming yourself for losing a game whose rules were written before you were born. Now here's the cruelest part. The one that makes this feel inescapable. Maybe you're listening to this thinking, not me. My parents were terrible with money, so I went the opposite way. They overspent, so I save obsessively. They were cheap, so I refused to live like they did. You think that's freedom? Sam thought so too. He swore he'd never be anxious like his mother, so he spent freely, generously, almost defiantly, proving every single day that he wasn't her. But there's a name for what's really happening. Psychologist Jack Brehm called it reactance, the pull to do the opposite of what we feel pressured into. And when your financial identity is built in opposition to your parents, reactance is still letting them hold the wheel. You've just decided to turn left every time they would have turned right. The map is still theirs. You've simply memorized it in order to invert it. Sam's overspending was never freedom from his mother. It was a 30-year argument with her, and she wasn't even in the room. So if copying them traps you and defying them traps you, it can feel like there's no door at all. There is one, but it opens with a single move almost no one makes. Here's the thing that changes everything once you see it. The reason these scripts have run your whole life is the exact same reason you can finally take them off. You didn't write them. They were never yours. A habit you chose is hard to break. It's woven into you. But a script you inherited isn't part of you at all. It's something someone else installed while you were too young to refuse. And Klontz's clinical work shows the same result, again and again. The moment a person can name their script out loud, I run avoidance. I caught it at a kitchen table. It stops being who they are and becomes something they're merely holding. And anything you're only holding you can set down. That number from the very start, the most you'd let yourself spend before flinching. Now you know where it came from. And a voice you can name is a voice you can finally answer. If this changed how you hear that voice in your head, the next thing to understand is how that same childhood wiring gets used against you on purpose by the people who design the things you buy. That's the video on why your brain was built to keep you broke. It's in the playlist below.